It scares us how many Americans don't have these items ready for emergencies. According to a recent study from CDC, it revealed that only 1 out of 3 respondents had these emergency items available in their homes. This means that when shit hits the fan, 67% of people will be screwed, and who knows what they will do for these items. Make sure you have them all. 1. First aid kit. When it comes to preparing for emergencies, having a comprehensive first aid kit is absolutely crucial. The Red Cross recommends assembling a kit that includes essentials such as bandages, gauze pads, adhesive tape, antiseptic wipes, scissors, tweezers, and non-latex gloves. These items can be life-saving in situations where medical assistance is not immediately available. You can easily purchase a pre-made first aid kit from your local pharmacy or online, but you can also customize your own to ensure it meets your specific needs. Don't forget to regularly check and replenish the contents of your first aid kit to ensure everything is up to date and in good condition. Tip: along with your first aid kit, consider including a manual or guide on basic first aid procedures. It's important to have the knowledge to effectively use the items in your kit during emergencies. 2. Local maps. Access to reliable navigation can be limited or even completely disrupted. That's why having local maps of your area is essential for emergency preparedness. These maps should include not only street layouts but also important landmarks, evacuation routes, and emergency facilities such as hospitals and shelters. While digital maps on smartphones and GPS devices are convenient, they may not always be accessible during emergencies due to power outages or network failures. That's why it's a good idea to have physical copies of local maps as part of your emergency supplies. You can obtain local maps from your city or county government offices, tourist centers, or online map retailers. Make sure to keep these maps in a waterproof container or plastic sleeve to protect them from damage. Tip: familiarize yourself with the evacuation routes and emergency shelters in your area before a crisis occurs. Practice navigating these routes with your maps to ensure you're prepared to evacuate safely if necessary. 3. Extra cash. During emergencies, access to ATMs and electronic payment systems may be limited or unavailable. That's why it's important to keep a stash of extra cash on hand as part of your emergency supplies. This cash can be used to purchase essential items, pay for transportation, or cover unexpected expenses that may arise during a crisis. The amount of extra cash you should stockpile depends on your individual circumstances, but it's generally recommended to have enough to cover at least a few days' worth of expenses. Keep this cash in small denominations and store it in a secure location alongside your other emergency supplies. While credit cards and mobile payment apps are convenient for everyday transactions, they may not be reliable during emergencies. Having cash on hand ensures that you have a backup method of payment when other options are unavailable. Tip: rotate your emergency cash regularly to ensure that the bills remain crisp and usable. Storing cash in a waterproof container or bag can also help protect it from damage in case of flooding or other emergencies. 4. Flashlights. Flashlights are an indispensable item in your emergency preparedness kit, providing portable and immediate illumination when electricity is unavailable. When selecting flashlights for your emergency supplies, opt for models that are durable, water-resistant, and equipped with long-lasting LED bulbs. It's also a good idea to have multiple flashlights on hand, along with extra batteries or rechargeable options to ensure continuous use during extended power outages. Keep flashlights in easily accessible locations throughout your home and consider placing them in strategic areas such as near exits and in bedrooms. Additionally, consider including headlamps in your emergency kit, which can provide hands-free illumination for tasks such as cooking, navigating, or administering first aid. Tip: test your flashlights regularly to ensure they are in working condition and replace batteries as needed. Store spare batteries in a separate container within your emergency kit to prevent corrosion and extend their shelf life. 5. Cell phone with chargers. Our cell phones have become lifelines during emergencies, providing communication, access to information, and the ability to summon help. As such, it's crucial to ensure that your cell phone is part of your emergency preparedness plan, along with chargers to keep it powered. Keep your cell phone charged at all times and invest in portable chargers or power banks to ensure you have backup power sources during prolonged power outages. Consider purchasing solar-powered chargers as well, which can harness energy from the sun to charge your devices when conventional electricity is unavailable. In addition to chargers, Consider investing in a car charger or portable generator that can power your devices in the event of an extended outage. Keep these charging accessories in your emergency kit alongside your cell phone to ensure they are readily available when needed. Tip: create a list of emergency contacts and important phone numbers and store it in your phone's contacts or in a physical notebook. In the event of an emergency, you may not have access to your usual contacts list, so having a hard copy can be invaluable. 6. Manual can opener. Access to food may be limited, and having non-perishable food items on hand can be a lifesaver. However, many non-perishable foods come in cans that require a can opener for access. That's why including a manual can opener in your emergency supplies is essential. Choose a sturdy and reliable manual can opener that is easy to use and can handle various types of cans. Avoid relying solely on electric can openers, as they may be rendered useless during power outages. Manual can openers are relatively inexpensive and can be found at most grocery stores or online retailers. Keep your manual can opener alongside your emergency food supplies in a designated location that is easily accessible. Consider having multiple can openers on hand in case one becomes lost or damaged during an emergency. Tip: practice using your manual can opener before an emergency occurs to ensure you are familiar with its operation. Store it in a secure location within your emergency kit to prevent it from getting lost or misplaced. 7. BZK antiseptic towelettes. When medical facilities may be overwhelmed or inaccessible, maintaining proper hygiene is crucial for preventing infections and promoting overall health. BZK, benzalkonium chloride. Antiseptic towelettes are an essential item to include in your emergency kit, as they provide a convenient way to clean wounds and disinfect skin without the need for soap and water. These towelettes are individually packaged for single use, making them hygienic and easy to store in your emergency supplies. They contain antiseptic properties that help kill bacteria and reduce the risk of infection when applied to minor cuts, scrapes, and burns. When selecting BZK antiseptic towelettes, look for alcohol-free options that are gentle on the skin and suitable for all ages. Keep a sufficient supply of towelettes in your emergency kit to last for several days or weeks, depending on your needs. Tip: in addition to treating wounds, BZK antiseptic towelettes can also be used to clean hands and disinfect surfaces during emergencies. Incorporate them into your regular hygiene routine to maintain cleanliness and prevent the spread of illness. 8. Sanitary products. Access to basic hygiene products such as sanitary pads or tampons may become limited, yet maintaining menstrual hygiene is essential for the health and well-being of individuals who menstruate. Including an ample supply of sanitary products in your emergency kit ensures that you can manage menstrual needs even when traditional supplies are unavailable. Stockpile a variety of sanitary products, including pads, tampons, or menstrual cups, to accommodate different preferences and needs. Consider including products specifically designed for heavy flow or overnight use to ensure comprehensive coverage throughout the duration of an emergency. Store sanitary products in a waterproof container or bag to protect them from moisture and contamination. Rotate your supply regularly to ensure that products remain fresh and effective when needed. Tip: in addition to sanitary products, include items such as wet wipes, hand sanitizer, and disposable bags in your emergency kit to facilitate proper hygiene practices during menstruation. Prioritize comfort and cleanliness to promote overall well-being. 9. Medications. For individuals who rely on prescription medications to manage chronic conditions or treat acute illnesses, ensuring access to medications during emergencies is vital for maintaining health and preventing complications. Stockpiling an adequate supply of medications in your emergency kit ensures that you have the necessary medications on hand when pharmacies may be inaccessible or medication refills are delayed. Gather a sufficient quantity of prescription medications to last for an extended period, such as several weeks or months, depending on your medical needs and the likelihood of prolonged disruptions to healthcare services. Additionally, include over-the-counter medications for common ailments such as pain relievers, fever reducers, antihistamines, and anti-diarrheal medications. Store medications in their original packaging with clear labels indicating dosage instructions and expiration dates. Keep medications in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight to maintain their effectiveness. Tip: regularly review and update your emergency medication supply to ensure that medications remain within their expiration dates and reflect any changes in your medical regimen. Consult with your healthcare provider to develop a comprehensive emergency medication plan tailored to your individual needs and health conditions. 10. Cotton gloves. Protecting your hands from contamination and injury is essential for maintaining hygiene and preventing the spread of illness. Cotton gloves are a versatile and practical item to include in your emergency kit, providing protection for your hands during various tasks and activities. Choose lightweight and breathable cotton gloves that offer comfort and flexibility for extended wear. These gloves are particularly useful for tasks such as cleaning, handling debris, or providing first aid, as they help reduce the risk of skin contact with potentially hazardous materials. Include multiple pairs of cotton gloves in your emergency kit to accommodate changes in weather conditions, prolonged use, or the need to replace soiled gloves. Store gloves in a sealed plastic bag or container to keep them clean and protected until they are needed. Tip: use cotton gloves in conjunction with other personal protective equipment, such as masks and goggles, to minimize exposure to contaminants and maintain proper hygiene standards during emergency situations. 11. Emergency blanket. Staying warm and protected from the elements is essential for preventing hypothermia and maintaining overall well-being. Emergency blankets, also known as space blankets or thermal blankets, are lightweight and compact items that provide insulation and reflect body heat to help regulate body temperature in adverse conditions. Choose emergency blankets made from durable and heat-reflective materials such as mylar or aluminum foil, which are designed to retain body heat and provide insulation in cold environments. These blankets are typically compact and foldable, making them easy to store in your emergency kit or carry with you during evacuation. Include multiple emergency blankets in your emergency kit to ensure that each member of your household has access to warmth and protection in the event of an emergency. Consider storing emergency blankets in strategic locations such as your car, home, or workplace for quick access during unexpected situations. Tip: in addition to providing warmth, emergency blankets can also be used as ground covers, shelter liners, or signaling devices in emergency situations. Familiarize yourself with various ways to use emergency blankets to maximize their utility during crises. 12. Extra batteries. Extra batteries are a fundamental item to include in your emergency kit, ensuring that you have backup power for flashlights, radios, and other battery-operated devices. Stockpile a variety of batteries in different sizes to accommodate the needs of various devices in your emergency kit. Common battery sizes include AA, C, D, and 9-volt batteries, which are used in many household appliances and electronic devices. Store batteries in their original packaging or in a designated battery organizer to prevent corrosion and ensure they remain in good condition until they are needed. Check expiration dates regularly and replace batteries as needed to maintain a reliable power supply for your emergency devices. Tip: consider investing in rechargeable batteries and a solar-powered battery charger as sustainable and cost-effective alternatives to disposable batteries. Keep a supply of fully charged rechargeable batteries on hand and recharge them regularly to ensure they are ready for use during emergencies. 13. Food for pets. It's essential to consider the needs of every member of your household, including your furry companions. Stockpiling food for your pets in your emergency kit ensures that they receive proper nutrition and care during challenging circumstances when regular pet food supplies may be scarce or inaccessible. Choose high-quality pet food that is nutritionally balanced and suitable for your pet's age, size, and dietary requirements. Opt for dry kibble or canned food with a long shelf life to ensure freshness and longevity in your emergency supplies. Store pet food in airtight containers or sealed bags to protect it from moisture, pests, and contamination. Rotate your supply regularly to ensure that food remains fresh and meets your pet's nutritional needs during emergencies. Tip: in addition to food, include other pet essentials in your emergency kit such as water, medications, toys, and comfort items. Familiarize yourself with your pet's specific needs and preferences to ensure their well-being and comfort during crises. 14. Whistle. Having a whistle can be a life-saving tool for attracting attention and signaling for assistance. A loud and distinct whistle is an essential item to include in your emergency kit, providing a reliable means of communication in challenging situations. Choose a whistle that is lightweight, durable, and capable of producing a loud and piercing sound that can be heard over long distances. Whistles with built-in lanyards or clips are convenient for attaching to clothing or backpacks for easy access during emergencies. Teach all members of your household, including children, how to use the whistle properly and when to use it in emergency situations. Establish a designated signal, such as 3 short bursts of the whistle, to indicate distress and signal for help. Tip: keep your whistle accessible at all times by attaching it to a keychain, lanyard, or zipper pull on your backpack. Practice using the whistle regularly to familiarize yourself with its operation and ensure it remains in working condition. 15. Sandbags and plastic sheeting. In emergency situations where flooding or severe weather conditions pose a threat to your home or property, proactive measures such as sandbags and plastic sheeting can help mitigate damage and protect against water infiltration. These items are essential components of your emergency preparedness kit for safeguarding your home and belongings during crises. Sandbags provide a barrier against rising floodwaters and can be strategically placed around doorways, windows, and low-lying areas to prevent water from entering your home. Plastic sheeting, on the other hand, can be used to cover windows, roofs, and damaged areas to temporarily seal openings and prevent further water damage. Stockpile sandbags and plastic sheeting in your emergency kit along with other disaster preparedness supplies. Familiarize yourself with proper sandbagging techniques and installation procedures to ensure effective deployment during emergencies. Tip: prior to an emergency, identify potential flood-prone areas around your home and pre-position sandbags and plastic sheeting in strategic locations for quick deployment when needed. Regularly inspect and maintain your sandbags and plastic sheeting to ensure they are in good condition and ready for use during emergencies. 16. Dust mask. In the aftermath of disasters such as earthquakes, wildfires, or industrial accidents, airborne particles and debris can pose significant health risks to individuals exposed to the environment. A dust mask is a crucial item to include in your emergency kit, providing respiratory protection against dust, smoke, ash, and other airborne contaminants during cleanup and recovery efforts. Choose a dust mask that is N95 rated or higher, as these masks are designed to filter out at least 95% of airborne particles, including fine dust and hazardous pollutants. Disposable respirators are convenient for single-use applications and should be discarded after use to prevent contamination. Store multiple dust masks in your emergency kit to ensure that each member of your household has access to respiratory protection during cleanup and recovery activities. Keep dust masks in their original packaging or sealed plastic bags to maintain cleanliness and effectiveness until they are needed. Tip: in addition to dust masks, include other personal protective equipment, PPE, in your emergency kit, such as goggles, gloves, and sturdy footwear, to protect against various hazards encountered during disaster response and recovery efforts. 17. Emergency food bars. Emergency food bars are compact, lightweight, and shelf-stable food sources that provide essential nutrients and calories to support survival and well-being. Choose emergency food bars that are specifically designed for disaster preparedness, as they are formulated to provide a balanced mix of carbohydrates, protein, and fats to meet nutritional needs during emergencies. Look for bars that have a long shelf life of several years and are individually packaged for convenient portioning and storage. Stockpile a sufficient quantity of emergency food bars in your emergency kit to provide sustenance for each member of your household for several days or weeks, depending on your needs and the likelihood of prolonged disruptions to food supplies. Rotate your supply regularly to ensure freshness and replace expired bars as needed. Tip: in addition to emergency food bars, include other non-perishable food items in your emergency kit, such as canned goods, dried fruits, nuts, and energy snacks, to provide variety and meet dietary preferences during emergencies. Consider dietary restrictions and special dietary needs when selecting food items for your emergency supplies. 18. Family and emergency contact info. Having a comprehensive list of family and emergency contact information is essential for staying connected and coordinating response efforts with loved ones and emergency responders. Creating and maintaining a contact list in your emergency kit ensures that you have access to critical information when traditional communication methods are unavailable. Compile a list of important contact information for family members, relatives, neighbors, and friends, including their full names, phone numbers, email addresses, and physical addresses. Additionally, include contact information for local emergency services, medical facilities, utility providers, and other essential services in your area. Store your contact list in a waterproof and durable container, such as a zip-top bag or laminated card, to protect it from damage during emergencies. Make copies of your contact list and distribute them to each member of your household, as well as other trusted individuals who may assist with communication and coordination efforts. Tip: Regularly update your family and emergency contact information to reflect changes in phone numbers, addresses, and other details. Consider including additional information in your contact list, such as medical conditions, allergies, and special needs, to assist emergency responders in providing appropriate assistance during crises. 19. Fire extinguisher. A fire extinguisher is a critical safety device to include in your emergency kit, providing the means to extinguish small fires and protect yourself and your loved ones from harm. Choose a multi-purpose fire extinguisher that is rated for use on various types of fires, including Class A, wood paper, Class B, flammable liquids, and Class C, electrical. Ensure that your fire extinguisher is properly charged and maintained according to manufacturer instructions to ensure optimal performance during emergencies. Store your fire extinguisher in a visible and easily accessible location, such as near exit points and high-risk areas where fires are more likely to occur, such as the kitchen, garage, or workshop. Familiarize yourself with the operation of your fire extinguisher and conduct regular inspections to ensure it is in working condition. Tip: in addition to having a fire extinguisher in your emergency kit, equip your home with smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors to provide early warning of fire and gas hazards. Develop and practice a fire escape plan with your family to ensure everyone knows how to evacuate safely in the event of a fire. 20. Games and activities for children. In emergency situations where families may be confined to shelter-in-place or evacuation centers for extended periods, keeping children entertained and engaged is essential for maintaining their well-being and reducing stress and anxiety. Including games and activities for children in your emergency kit provides a source of entertainment and distraction during challenging circumstances. Choose portable and lightweight games, puzzles, coloring books, crayons, and other activities that are suitable for children of various ages and interests. Consider including items such as playing cards, board games, storybooks, and stuffed animals to provide comfort and entertainment during emergencies. Store games and activities in a durable and waterproof container to protect them from damage during transport and storage. Rotate your selection of games and activities periodically to keep children engaged and prevent boredom during prolonged emergencies. Tip: involve children in the selection and packing of games and activities for the emergency kit to empower them and provide a sense of ownership and control during uncertain times. Encourage children to engage in creative and imaginative play to help cope with stress and anxiety during emergencies. 21. Granola bars. Granola bars are convenient and shelf-stable snacks that provide essential nutrients and calories to support survival and well-being during emergencies. Choose granola bars that are high in fiber, protein, and healthy fats to provide sustained energy and satiety during prolonged emergencies. Look for options that are individually packaged for convenient portioning and storage and have a long shelf life of several months to several years. Stockpile a sufficient quantity of granola bars in your emergency kit to provide sustenance for each member of your household for several days or weeks, depending on your needs and the likelihood of prolonged disruptions to food supplies. Rotate your supply regularly to ensure freshness and replace expired bars as needed. Tip: in addition to granola bars, include other non-perishable food items in your emergency kit, such as dried fruits, nuts, jerky, and energy snacks, to provide variety and meet dietary preferences during emergencies. Consider dietary restrictions and special dietary needs when selecting food items for your emergency supplies. 22. Hand tools. Having a set of hand tools in your emergency kit is essential for performing basic repairs, maintenance, and tasks necessary for survival and safety. Hand tools provide versatility and functionality for a wide range of applications, allowing you to address various challenges and needs during crises. Choose a selection of essential hand tools that are durable, versatile, and suitable for emergency use, including items such as a multi-tool, adjustable wrench, screwdriver set, pliers, hammer, utility knife, and duct tape. Ensure that your hand tools are compact, lightweight, and easy to transport for convenience during emergencies. Store hand tools in a sturdy and waterproof container or tool bag to protect them from damage and keep them organized and accessible when needed. Familiarize yourself with the operation and maintenance of your hand tools and practice using them for various tasks to build proficiency and preparedness. Tip: in addition to hand tools, consider including other useful items in your emergency kit, such as rope, zip ties, bungee cords, and adhesive tape, to facilitate repairs, construction, and improvisation during emergencies. 23. Poncho. Ponchos are lightweight, compact, and versatile garments that offer convenient and effective protection against the elements during emergencies. Choose a poncho made from durable and water-resistant materials, such as nylon or PVC, that provides adequate coverage and protection from rain and wind. Look for ponchos with built-in hoods and adjustable closures for added versatility and comfort. Store ponchos in your emergency kit alongside other essential items such as clothing, blankets, and shelter materials for quick access and deployment during inclement weather conditions. Keep ponchos in a sealed plastic bag or waterproof container to protect them from moisture and damage during storage. Tip: in addition to providing protection from the elements, ponchos can also be used as ground covers, makeshift shelters, or improvised carrying devices during emergencies. Familiarize yourself with various ways to use ponchos to maximize their utility and versatility during crises. 24. Prescription eyeglasses and contact lens solutions. Prescription eyeglasses and contact lenses are vital for individuals with visual impairments or corrective vision needs, allowing them to navigate their environment safely and effectively during emergencies. Include spare pairs of prescription eyeglasses or contact lenses in your emergency kit to ensure that you have backup options in case your primary eyewear is lost, damaged, or unavailable. Additionally, stockpile an ample supply of contact lens solutions and eye drops to clean and maintain contact lenses and soothe dry or irritated eyes during emergencies. Store prescription eyeglasses and contact lens solutions in a sturdy and protective case or container to prevent damage and contamination during transport and storage. Keep your eyewear and eye care supplies in a designated location within your emergency kit for easy access and retrieval when needed. Tip: regularly check the prescription and condition of your spare eyeglasses and contact lenses to ensure they remain up to date and suitable for emergency use. Consult with your eye care provider to discuss alternative vision correction options and strategies for maintaining eye health during emergencies. Have you ever thought about what you would do if disaster should strike at the very moment? Do you have a plan of action or at least the necessary tools to tide you over should an emergency happen in your city or the country at large? Well, if you haven't got an idea what these essential tools are, you're lucky to have stumbled upon this video so you and your loved ones will be safe and well-equipped in times of crises. Today, I'll be telling you the 12 essential items the Federal Emergency Management Association strongly advises you to stockpile in your home in the case of an emergency. This video should be treated with top priority so as to ensure your safety and that of your family. 1. Backup water supply and water cleansing tablet. This is a vital item to have in your home to ensure the well-being of you and your family in the event that an emergency should occur. Imagine a scenario where a natural or man-made disaster strikes and the access you have to water is cut off for an unspecified period of time and you hadn't been storing up water for times like these. The average adult human being can only last for 2-3 days without water. So think about how that time frame will be reduced for children or even babies. If you have a family consisting of toddlers and infants and no emergency water source to tide them over until the crisis is averted or the emergency has been cleared and everything stabilizes, I'm sure you don't need to be told what might happen. Hence, it is important you have at least a stored-up water source to last you for a good number of days if your city should be declared in a state of emergency. According to FEMA, you should consider storing at least a 2-week supply worth of water for each member of your family, that is, at least 1 gallon per person for each day. If you are unable to go in accordance with this, you can just store as much as you can. In an emergency, commercially bottled water that has not been opened is the most dependable and safest source of water. If you can't get stock up on bottled water, you can get plastic containers with airtight lids and store as much water as you can in those. However, remember to be rotating the water bi-weekly so it remains fresh and clean to use when it gets down to an emergency. Don't just store up the water and dump it in a corner of your house for months and expect it to be clean and fresh to use should an emergency strike. The chances of the water being contaminated is at least 70%, especially if you didn't seal it properly. Or alternatively, if you do not have the time or the willpower to be changing up the stored water every 2 weeks, you can stock up on water purification tablets. These are a good alternative to boiling the water for cleansing in case of a power outage and the electric cooker goes out of commission. To use this is quite simple. You just add 2 tablets to 1 quart of water and wait for 30 minutes. Then your water becomes safe to drink. Stocking up on these will help in the long run for worst-case scenarios and is very beneficial to improve the water we consume. This is why FEMA urges you to have these alongside your emergency water supply so you and your loved ones can have access to clean and safe drinking water and prevent dehydration, which can ultimately lead to death. Take this warning seriously and plan toward having water you can fall back on when the case demands it. 2. Non-perishable foods. Food is an important source of energy, and without food, your body can become weak. In case of emergencies, it is crucial you have sustenance through how long you are forced to stay indoors for, and this sustenance can only be given by food. Days-long power outages are frequently brought on by natural catastrophes, and food in your refrigerator can quickly spoil and become unfit for consumption. Under these circumstances, you must maintain a supply of non-perishable, readily consumable food that will keep for as long as feasible. According to FEMA, you should stockpile non-perishable food, at least a 3-day supply of non-perishable food for each person in your family. You can also stockpile according to the size of your family and how they eat. Non-perishable foods are foods that do not require refrigeration to keep them fresh, like dried fruit and canned items. As a result of not having to be refrigerated, they have a lengthy shelf life and are the best to stock in preparation of an emergency. Take into consideration special dietary needs of your family when stockpiling non-perishable foods. Doing this will help to prevent allergies and any emergency that might arise from having those allergies. Even if it's not hurricane or tornado season, you can store non-perishable foods for longer periods of time because they have a long shelf life. Note everything you have in your stockpile, including when you acquired it, and make sure you check the expiration dates of the non-perishable foods you stored every 6 to 12 months to keep things fresh. Furthermore, remember to always keep a can opener, or an electric can opener, unavailable because without one, all that food will be useless. Non-perishable foods with long shelf life that you can stockpile in your emergency pantry include canned beans, peanut butter, which can come in handy as they're a great source of energy, canned tuna, chocolate, and several more. Having these foods can provide you with the nutrients you need during emergency situations that would require you staying indoors for a long time, like during the COVID-19 pandemic. 3. A comprehensive first aid kit. Having a comprehensive first aid kit should be a no-brainer. Every household should have this on standby in the case of an accident, but is your kit fully equipped or up to date? Basically, first aid kits help you handle medical emergencies when it arises. A disaster can result in numerous injuries to yourself or to those around you, including family, coworkers, and neighbors. Imagine a scenario when you need access to medical services and there has been a blockade, so the ambulance isn't able to get to you on time. This situation could easily be solved with having a comprehensive first aid kit. You might be wondering what FEMA means by a comprehensive first aid kit. That's simple. This is a kit that is fully equipped with everything you need medically, from antiseptics to sterilized gauze to even your prescription meds. That way, you are fully equipped to handle any medical situation temporarily until you can get help. If you have these items in your first aid kit, you can tick off having a comprehensive first aid kit off your list of must-haves. If you don't have these items, you are strongly advised to go get them so as to be fully prepped in case there's an emergency. This includes items like adhesive bandages, sterile gauze pads, adhesive tape, antiseptic wipes, tweezers, scissors, disposable gloves, instant cold packs, and a thermometer. One thing people forget to have in their first aid kit is an antibiotic ointment that can be used to prevent cuts from becoming infected. Just wrapping up a cut with band-aids or bandages wouldn't do. You need to apply an antibiotic ointment to the surface of the wound after cleaning and before wrapping it up with sterile gauze and bandages. This, in turn, will prevent the wound from becoming infected and causing gangrene. Another major thing to have in your kit is painkiller medications. Ibuprofen can relieve the pain from injuries until you are able to seek medical help and get the attention you need. And last but not the least thing you should have in your first aid kit are your prescription medication. If you have an ongoing medical problem that requires you taking medications, FEMA urges that you have a backup of those meds with you at all times. There might be an emergency that might happen and render you unable to get to the hospital on time or the ambulance to get to your house in time. This is why if you have medications prescribed to you by your doctor to alleviate your illness whenever the symptoms come on, it is best to stock up on it to prevent a big issue to your health. In conclusion, it is very helpful that you know how to give CPR should the situation call for it. You can easily do that by searching online and watching videos on it. Take this warning seriously. 4. Flashlights and extra batteries. There are several reasons why a flashlight should be part of your emergency survival kit. Imagine if there's a natural disaster like a tornado in another city close to yours and there's a blackout in your home as a result of the tornado's impact. Without a flashlight, you would be completely left in the dark whenever night falls, and because of this, you can easily run into things and get yourself injured. This is one of the reasons why a flashlight is essential. It is a source of light whenever a power outage occurs. A flashlight also helps to guide you if you're in an unfamiliar place and it's dark already. You can also use this to signal for help in the case you're lost in unfamiliar territory, or in the worst-case scenario, you're caught up in rubble under your house after an earthquake hit. If you're unharmed and trying to get out, the rays of a flashlight alongside the piercing sounds of a whistle, which we'll discuss along the line, can help you signal to people and call them to your aid. According to research and review conducted, it is found that Gearlight S1000 LED flashlight passes for the best type of flashlight to have for times of emergency. It features a runtime of 10+ hours when used in low setting. It has durable casing, waterproof, uses standard AA batteries, great broad and zoom functionality. The importance of having a reliable and powerful flashlight cannot be overstated. Hence, you should consider factors like durability, battery life, and brightness. Note that there's no flashlight with up to 24 hours battery life that would still give the same output, so while you're checking out the lighting store, you should also stock up on extra batteries in case the emergency lasts longer than you anticipate and your flashlight can't carry you. Always check your flashlights and batteries on a regular basis to ensure that they are in good working order and change them up if they've overstayed. 5. Multi-tool and basic supplies for repairs. Basic supplies for repairs is a must-have in case of emergencies. Imagine a situation where there's been a disaster, like an earthquake, and a pipe that supplies water to your home gets busted. What would you do in such a scenario? Calling your plumber Ed to come and fix your busted pipe in an emergency situation? I don't think so. This is why you need to have basic supplies to be able to fix your repairs should the situation call for it. The supplies you should have handy include knives, scissors, screwdrivers, pliers, wrenches, and even something as basic as zip ties can go a long way in helping you during emergency situations. Pliers are essential for securing items, clearing debris, and performing electrical repairs because of their grip, cutting, and bending capabilities. Let's even explore the usefulness of duct tape as a basic repair tool. With its robust stickiness and versatility, duct tape can be used for material fastening, equipment repair, and crack sealing. However, there's one thing you should always have in handy, and that is a multi-tool. A multi-tool can be a useful tool in emergency scenarios, like a car accident or breakdown. It can assist you with little repairs, glass breaking, seatbelt cutting, and other emergency situations that are necessary and require it. A multi-tool is a versatile tool with various standard tools, which makes it comparable to a pocket knife. When it comes to cutting, scraping, and sawing, multi-tool efficiency frequently prevails over power tools with specialized functions. You should think about selecting tools based on your unique requirements and situation. With this, you can handle any minor emergency situation when it comes down to it. 6. Battery-powered or hand-cranked radio. A radio is a lifeline to the outside world, delivering vital information when you need it most because it may continue to broadcast even during blackouts. You have the option of purchasing a hand-cranked radio or one that runs on batteries. A radio that runs on batteries is portable and convenient. However, a hand-crank radio doesn't require batteries to function. It can also bring you information from nearby radio stations, but comes with its own mechanism that you must be skilled to operate. Hence, it's advisable to shop for a battery-operated radio while keeping extra batteries in mind. Knowing what's going on becomes vitally important when things get chaotic and spread like wildfire during an emergency. For this reason, being able to obtain fast and reliable information is crucial to making wise judgments. As a result, you'll be more equipped to handle the current difficulties and defend both yourself and others. It is therefore imperative to have a hand crank or battery-operated radio. Imagine a situation when there is a power outage and you are unable to use your phones or TVs because they are not charging. In an emergency situation like this, the only way to stay informed is to listen to local radio channels. In the event of the power outage that frequently follows disasters, having a radio in your emergency survival stockpile gives you access to information that your power-operated devices won't allow you to access. Radios may provide a great deal more vital information and useful facts, like where assistance is located, how to keep safe, and when the emergency will pass. FEMA recommends that you select a radio for your kit that is capable of receiving all of the following frequencies: FM broadcast, NOAA weather radio, business, VHF marine and aviation, and numerous emergency responder channels. You may prepare yourself and your family for impending disasters with the early warnings that radios with built-in alarm systems can provide. 7. Map and compass. This is something FEMA recommends all American citizens from the age of 18 should know how to do. Read local maps. The world is run by technological power, and this can be cut off at any moment in the face of an emergency. This is why you should have a local map and compass as part of your survival kit. How can knowing a local map help you? That's simple. Imagine a tsunami wave is coming and you hear on the local radio station that the government is ordering everyone to move to a safe location away from the tide that is about to hit. A safe location that you have no idea of where it is. Due to the incoming waves, all GPS signals and network signals are bound to be lost, and your phone won't be able to help you either. Hence, the use of having a local map and knowing how to read it comes in handy. Local maps are invaluable tools for navigating the strange and unfamiliar topography of a city, more so during an emergency. They provide precise representations of streets, landmarks, and emergency shelters and are easy to carry around. Physical maps have a lot of importance, and FEMA advises maintaining current local maps of your area. Even in the absence of an emergency, you can use these maps to help you get around and plan your itinerary. During an emergency, maps help you locate essential shelters and guide you to find relief aid services thanks to their thorough images and understandable readings. Make a note of the evacuation sites for earthquakes, floods, hurricanes, and other natural disasters on your map to be even more prepared for any catastrophe. That way, in the event of a disaster, you'll know where to go. Furthermore, without the ability to read a map or compass, you will be unable to use them. It should be simple to learn this, and it is best to do it right away to avoid being caught off guard in the event of a tragedy. You can find local maps at your library, or you can even purchase one from Amazon. 8. Portable power bank and solar chargers. A portable power bank is a small device that you can carry about with ease and use to power gadgets like smartphones and smartwatches when the main power supply goes out. It is imperative to have a few power banks or portable chargers in your emergency pack in order to charge electronic devices such as cell phones. This guarantees that even during prolonged power outages, you may maintain communication with your loved ones and emergency services. Solar chargers and portable power banks come in very handy during crises like blackouts. These products essentially aid in guaranteeing safety, communication, and emergency readiness. With solar chargers, you can keep your gadgets charged even in situations where the electricity is unavailable. As implied by the name, solar draws its energy from the sun. The majority of people keep their documents on their phones for convenient access when it comes to documentation and information retrieval. If the battery on your phone runs out, you won't be able to access these documents or even basic information. A portable power bank can be useful in this situation. Furthermore, some portable power banks include LED lights built in, which can serve as a makeshift light source when the power goes out. It is important to remember that these are not flashlights, so you should still plan to include a flashlight in your emergency supplies. 9. Hygiene and sanitation supplies. During an emergency, access to clean water might get restricted in your home, and then the ability to provide basic sanitation is hampered. Thus, keeping oneself clean becomes really important. Keeping good hygiene not only safeguards your personal health and well-being, but also stops illnesses and diseases from spreading. FEMA hammers that maintaining good cleanliness prevents infections and strengthens your family's defenses against harm, especially for individuals with weakened immune systems. Stocking up on hygiene and sanitation supplies includes having an ample supply of hand sanitizer, moist toilets, disinfection wipes, garbage disposal bags, toilet paper, and personal hygiene products. Each of these things has a different significance. They can keep you healthy and safeguard your family members throughout the difficulties of an emergency. They are also vital for keeping things clean and stopping the spread of germs. Although sometimes taken for granted, toilet paper becomes an essential resource in an emergency when it may be inaccessible. You may remember the COVID-19 pandemic when every roll of toilet paper was sold out. It is crucial to stock up on sanitary goods in order to avoid encountering the same predicament as in 2020. When soap and water are short, hand sanitizer, an alcohol-based product that kills germs on your hands, becomes essential for preserving hand hygiene. Disinfectant wipes can be used for cleaning and disinfecting surfaces, lowering the chance of contamination and stopping the spread of germs. Maintaining cleanliness is crucial for accelerating the healing of wounds and averting infections. When a wound is not adequately cleaned using antiseptic wipes and antibiotic ointments, it will become infected. Don't forget about your personal hygiene supplies, such as your shampoo and soap. Furthermore, in the event of a disease epidemic, even an item as insignificant as trash bags can assist in covering surfaces or objects and preventing contamination. If you don't have the money, you might not be able to stock it all up at once, but you can break it up according to how frequently you purchase groceries. 10. Signal flares and whistles. Similar to a flashlight, signal flares can be used to signal to those nearby for assistance more effectively. Signal flares are a worldwide distress signal in emergency scenarios, including being trapped at sea or in the woods. Signal flares are a clear sign of an urgent need for help, and their strong luminosity and distinctive look encourage people to act swiftly to save or assist. Signal flares emit vivid, colorful flames that are quite noticeable, particularly in bad weather or low light levels. They can draw the notice of passing cars or rescuers from a distance. Flares enhance your chances of being discovered, even if you're lost in isolated or challenging-to-reach areas. Flares are also useful as a backup means of communication. When other means of communication, such as radios or cell phones, are not available or are not working well. Imagine this. What would happen if you were hiking in the woods with other hikers and inadvertently took the incorrect path, leading to a loss of location? In situations like this one and other emergency situations, having the capacity to signal for assistance becomes vital. This is where the handiness of a whistle comes into play. A simple whistle can cut through the cacophony of the city and draw attention, enabling you to call for help when you most need it. A reliable item in your emergency survival kit for your home nowadays should include a whistle that is both easy to use and loud. Your distress signal can be amplified with this little but effective device, letting rescuers know where you are and improving your chances of being located and helped. A whistle effectively transmits sound and muffles background noise. Imagine yourself in a situation where there was an earthquake and you were buried by debris, thankfully not hurt, but you were unable to escape. If you always carry your emergency kit with you, you can use the whistle as a signal to call for assistance and receive the care you require. 11. Cash. It is important to not undervalue the importance of having actual cash on hand in your emergency survival kit. Essential services like electricity, the internet, and card payment systems may not function properly in the wake of a disaster due to power outages and other issues. When you can't use electronic payment methods, cash lets you buy necessities like food, fuel, and water. Furthermore, there are times when public transportation is unavailable or interrupted due to emergencies. Cash makes it possible for people to pay for ride-sharing or taxi services, among other forms of alternate transportation, in order to get away from dangerous places and to safety. After a crisis, having cash on hand gives you the freedom to buy supplies and equipment for emergencies that you might not be able to obtain easily through relief outlets or supply centers. This covers things like blankets, flashlights, batteries, and personal hygiene supplies. Furthermore, managing your finances and various demands is made much simpler when you have cash on hand. When it comes down to saving cash, it is best to do it in smaller bills so as not to spend it all at once. Store the money in a location that is both safe and convenient to get to, away from elements like fire or water that could destroy it. Safes and cash reserves in the home are mostly used for this. To what extent can you stockpile in case of an emergency? This is a simple problem to tackle. Determine the price of the necessities your family will require in the next few days. Always plan for a 3 to 7 day period. You should also account for price increases because products tend to cost more during times of emergency. This gives you a starting point for your savings, which you may then work toward. Note: make sure you abide with the standard regulations in your city prohibiting hoarding cash, as some states in the USA may consider excessive cash hoarding to be illegal. 12. Emergency blankets. Emergency blankets are a very important item FEMA recommends you have in your home. They are essential items that provide warmth and protection during a variety of emergency situations. They are compact, lightweight, and portable, making it easy to be included in your emergency survival kit. Emergency blankets are designed to reflect and retain your body heat, helping to prevent hypothermia in cold or adverse weather conditions. In a case of cold weather conditions, you can use these blankets to trap your body heat and retain your normal body temperature. Furthermore, emergency blankets can be used as ground cover to insulate against cold surfaces, as a makeshift shelter or tarp to provide overhead protection, or even as a signaling device due to their reflective surface. This versatility makes them invaluable in a wide range of emergency scenarios. You can purchase these at medical supply stores or large department stores. If you don't feel like leaving the comfort of your home, you can purchase them from Amazon. These are the 12 essential items that the FEMA strongly urges you to stockpile in your home today to be able to handle emergency situations. Not just only in your home. You should have an emergency survival kit in the key places you spend your day, your house, your car, or your office. You don't want to be caught unprepared when an emergency occurs. If you don't already have these items stocked in your home, you should get them now, as no one knows when the next disaster will strike and throw us all in a state of emergency. To be forewarned, they say, is to be forearmed. Until next time, everyone.